had my day in the sun with Hasan. He was definitely a stepping stone for me to read more into socialist theory. And doing so, now I don't really respect Hasan because he is what if you read Marx, if you read Lenin, and if you read Engels, those are like the three core dudes you should probably know about socialism. Next to like Mao and maybe Rosa Luxemburg, among some others, Trotsky. But when you start reading and branching out and actually reading theory, especially Marx and Engels, probably the first two you should get into, then Lenin. Not that there's like a way, but Marx and Engels are probably the main two dudes. And if you at least read them, they talk a lot about fake socialism. They talk a lot about fake socialists, reformists, and Hasan is definitely a reformist. He talks about social safety nets a lot. He's like a Bernie Sanders AOC type, right? More social safety nets, more taxes on the rich, more wealth distribution. Doesn't talk a lot about abolishing private property relationships, doesn't talk a lot about wage slavery, doesn't talk a lot about moving on from capitalism, although he is critical of capitalism. He doesn't actually advocate for an independent Marxist-Leninist party that challenges the Democratic Party as like a third option. You know, as far as I can see, he is cozying up into the reformist groups, which is fine. That the Bernie Sanders and the AOC is like, we want to work together. Just when you're in Hasan's position and you're just a commentator, why not take that extra step forward to be more radical? When if you're a Marxist, you should understand that Marx and Engels and all these theorists have plenty of criticisms for the reformists about how capital eventually dilutes the socialist revolutionary potential and how it actually maintains capitalism. But that's my little tangent before we go on to Hasan's sexy obsessed life or something. I don't know. But anyway, that's my little thing about Hasan. Used to like him when I was younger. Now that I'm more of a Marxist, socialist, commie, horrible piece of shit, I kind of see him in a different light. I would like him to be more of a Marxist, of course, more of a revolutionary. I would like him to at least advocate more for abolishing private property and what that means, at least talking about wages and wage slavery and constant capital, eventually taking everyone's jobs and stuff like that. And he does. The thing is, he does. But he doesn't advocate for much outside of the typical NDP socialist Bernie Sanders type of rhetoric, although he is much more extreme when we talk about Israel Palestine, which I am all for. Of course, I'm pro Palestine, free Palestine, but and that's not going to go super well for a lot of these reformists in that he surrounds himself by, like Bernie Sanders, who's like takes a lot of criticism from the left, who he's very soft on Israel. Anyway, what am I even? I'm just on a long tangent. Let's read, shall we? Hasan Piker's seedy, sex-obsessed life, soliciting nudes, list of best breasts, and a separate laptop for porn. Now, this is from the New York Post by Megan Palin. Now, honestly, the headline is usually like, what's the worst thing like that's gonna like they're hitting you with, right? That grabs people. Could be worse, right? Like, I mean, let's just be honest. We have a pedo president in the Epstein files. So what are we talking about? Best breasts and soliciting nudes? Okay, let's read. He may be the communist darling of the left-wing live streaming, but when cameras are off, the real Hasan Piker is shallow and sex-driven, sources claim. Who are these sources? Although he recently debuted a more serious image, donning spectacles and suits for his broadcasts, those close to the 34-year-old told the Post he's still a pervy, porn-obsessed frat boy. Those close to him told the Post this. Why would it? What? Who though? Impulses, they say, get in the way of him ever realizing his goal of making it in the mainstream. What? Who is this? So some random dude claiming, some random person claiming to be what, Hasan's in his circle? Okay, let's just keep going. Off camera, off camera, he is very stiff and impersonal. I can't tell how much of what he says he actually believes. He definitely leverages it to creep on women, a former pal told the Post. What? A former pal? Okay. Creep on women. That's this. Okay. Sources noted Piker regularly boasts about receiving nude photos from fans and how he claims to watch porn on a laptop dedicated to that purpose, propped up on his chest so he can still see his penis. What is this article? This is crazy. Also, how would his friend know this? Is he just telling all of his, hey guys, what's more likely, that he's telling all of his friends how he jerks off and gets nudes from fans, or that this is like just a shitty hit piece from someone? But this is crazy. Piker, who this week was banned from speaking in the UK over his extreme left-wing views, was born in New Jersey but grew up in Istanbul, Turkey, from where his parents hail. Sources told the Post the Piker's family is wealthy, but aside from a picture of a younger Hasan on a horse in full riding gear, which he himself posted, few details of his early life are known. He has said he grew up horny in a repressed culture until his dad allegedly helped him dodge the mandatory Turkish military draft so he could attend college in the US. At age 18 in the 2009, Piker came to Miami after the partying too hard and scoring a dismissal grade point average of just 2.9. Hey, 2.9, you got, that's pretty bad, but you could maybe in a bad year you could get into some faculties with that. Anyway, his mother made him transfer to Rutgers, where she had studied art history. Great. So they're just doing a whole fucking, like, a whole hit piece, huh? Like, how long is this piece? Oh my Lord, have mercy. No, I guess it's not that long. Let's keep going. Where were we? All right. Piker joined a fraternity, Delta Chi, and thoroughly embraced a frat boy lifestyle. In 2012, he wrote on Twitter, "The Bible for our senior year, 30 reasons to go for freshman chicks," with a link to a sexually explicit article. He graduated the following year with a degree in political science. The thing is, like all of these things are like written obviously to sound horrible, but at the same time, I'm like, I've never been to a frat house. I'm not a frat dude. I've never been into a partying lifestyle, but I have seen like actual frat idiots. I lived right beside a frat house. There's all parties in their backyard all the time. You're telling me these idiots aren't talking about this shit? Like, there's like, come on, like what are we doing here, New York Post? Like, oh my God. Like, they're like, he's so pervy. In college, he wanted to have sex with other girls. Yeah, definitely pervy to say go after the freshmen, sure. But like, they're all stupid young college boys. What do you want? Also, it's legal, and we have a pedophile president. Like this is also just so wild to be like, look how dangerous, weird Hasan is, but also defend like people in the Epstein files, like fucking Donald Trump or some shit. Anyway, Piker loved college so much that when he moved to LA after college, he aimed to start at Delta Chi frat house. However, he instead went to work with his uncle at the Young Turks. Enjoying his first taste of being a nepo baby, Piker was heavily promoted on the channel, and his show The Breakdown became a success, leading him to gaining the title Woke Bay around the network. Okay. From there, he broke out on his own in 2018, broadcasting daily on Twitch, the streaming channel, sometimes for up to 12 hours per session. He has since amassed over 3 million followers, making him one of the most popular people on the streaming service. Now operating out of a 2.7 million home in Hollywood he bought in 2021, Piker enjoys a bachelor lifestyle but displays a lot of weird behavior. But who, like, this is why these like articles don't make any sense. And like all the right wingers who like obviously hate Hasan will like latch onto this, and perhaps this video. I mean, there are psychos like that, but it's like, who gives a fuck? Also, like, I'm not super invested in his like personal life. Like, you know, like when you come to the news, I want something like groundbreaking, you know. Not like, oh my god, he's a weirdo. Like, who isn't a fucking weirdo? But when he's not rallying against US imperialism, showing his support for China or Cuba, or saying he'd vote for terror groups, Hamas over the Israeli government, Piker solicits nudes from his female fans, according to a streamer he previously worked with. Who's this? Is this the streamer? Pictures he appears reveals showing off to others. What is this? Oh, they linked to Ethan Klein, dude. Is that your source, New York Post? They linked to Ethan Klein. That's hilarious, dude. That's like going like, you know, fucking, you know, hey, Biden, a source told us all this horrible shit, and then it links to Donald fucking Trump. Like, okay, that's awesome, dude. Oh my lord. Man, I used to be a fucking H3 fan too, and he is just so cringe now as well. Fuck me. Fuck me. All right. So this was the Ethan hit piece then? Is that what I'm getting? Is this what they're saying? Sources pointed out instances where Piker had been on stream and it exposed explicit pics while broadcasting with Cutie Cinderella. She looked on as he opened a clearly explicit image while broadcasting. On another occasion, he left his phone with streamer Pokimane while off camera, and she also stumbled across explicit content on the device. What? Oh, and this is their this is their link. Is this their source? A 1.95 thousand subscriber channel clip?
Oh, you have like nothing to hide, huh, Hasan?
What?
You can just so confidently give her your phone.
Like,
oh no, I saw some shit I should not have seen, and I feel very bad, but it's okay.
Wait, what did you see?
Stuff.
Oh, from, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
What is that?
If it was recent, then yeah.
But like, this isn't bad still. Is this bad? Is this like the slam dunk? Put them in the slammer? Because like, okay, first of all, I know like for people who don't have any friends in real life, like, first, if you have like explicit material you're trying to hide from your friends, why would you ever just be like, here's my open phone or whatever the fuck, right? Just fucking put it in your pocket, put it in your room. It's just so weird. Like, this is normal behavior between friends. And also, it's not like Pokimane was like, what the fuck? I can't believe it. She's just like, oops, might have saw your dick. Oh, well. Like, come on. Like, is that like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here? Anyway. YouTuber Ms. Kiff also claimed he had seen hundreds of nudes on the host's phone. Piker did not return the post's request for the comments for the article. D.D. Piker, who claimed to have slept with over 300 women, also gleefully showed off all the nudes he was getting sent on Snapchat as part of an article by Cosmopolitan magazine in 2018. This is like some like crazy stalker shit, dude. Like, I don't give an absolute fuck if they're all consenting adults. Like, who actually gives a fuck at all? Oh my god, consenting adults, we're having a gangbang. Okay, is this news? Am I supposed to be what is the purpose of this? It's nothing other than, oh my god, look at Hasan, he's a pervert. He likes to have sex with women, as if like all of his haters would not be like going out to the bars with their millions of dollars trying to pick up chicks or whatever the fuck their thing is, right? Like, come on now. Let's keep it going. Article described about how his messages are about 70% nudes, and then quotes Piker as he scrolled through them saying, "Whoa, that's crazy. That was like actually her blowing someone. Don't ever like talk to any of these people. That's butt stuff. Cool." What? Okay. Having Snapchat as a male celebrity is a huge red flag to begin with, said one source, noting the app is mainly used by teenagers. Okay. So should they just ban? Some source says having Snapchat is creepy. Okay. Should they just ban males off of Snapchat, I guess? That also just sounds like a Snapchat problem. Like if that's a problem, that kind of sounds like a Snapchat sided issue. You know, like something you should maybe put an ID maybe on if that's a big problem. Piker has also admitted sending nudes of other people to Will Neff, his streaming pal, raising concerns over issues of consent. He even joked about keeping a boob of note list, where he said in one stream, adding, "The boobs I send every now and then, I see a pair that is concussion inducing and I'll send it to Will." In the video, one of his male companions says, "Add me to that list," while a female deadpans, "Let me know where that list is so I know not to look at it." Okay. But again, have you, like, I've worked at jobs before. During breaks, I have literally one of my coworkers have been, "Look at this hot girl on Instagram." Like, oh, nice, dude. Like, okay, like boys, and that's just a work thing. And I also know, like, Will and Hasan, they're saying are homies, so it's like it's even less weird than that. Anyway. So booby list. Piker also previously discussed his penchant for webcam sex in a live stream, saying he keeps his camera off to protect my identity while getting off on those on the other side of it. Another source who spoke out to the post on condition of anonymity simply described Piker as a pathological liar. The thing is like literally the only sources I've been linked so far to these people who are giving him this information is Ethan Klein. Or some clips off of YouTube with like 1,000 views. Okay, this is wild, dude. I love this. Piker, who appears to be single and still broadcasts around 7 hours a day, appears quite insatisfiable. Neff recently described a night out with him as like going out with a zealot who could only be satisfied by intercourse. His porn-obsessed obsession extends to posting video from the Adult Entertainment X-Biz Awards and having an off and on relationship with porn star Janice Griffith until 2020. Well, on previous streams, he admitted having sex with prostitutes and visiting a brothel in Germany for sex. Piker, who has also drawn scrutiny for comments involving disgraced music mogul Sean Combs, better known as Diddy, who is in federal prison on prostitution-related charges. Is that like it's supposed to be like a gotcha because they both had sex with a prostitute? Diddy's crazy. I would love to hang with Diddy. Diddy's Ciroc, vodka entourage, and trickle down bang anything thrown his way, Piker tweeted in 2012. It's a wild tweet. Years later, he claimed to have actually attended a Diddy after party at Coachella Music Festival where some really weird pedo thing featured a very young girl was allegedly playing on screen. Aside from sex, Piker's political screeds have turned out very lucrative, if earning him mockery for his lavish campaign socialist lifestyle. He may rail against wealth inequality, but lives alongside the Los Angeles influence elite and leaked Twitch payout data obviously showing he earned over $2 million, which is funny because it's like everyone's like, if you're a socialist, you just have to be a poor hobo. you can be a capitalist if you are a socialist, even though capitalism is the only way to work in the economy, unless you're going to be a worker. Nowhere was this hypocrisy more predominantly on display than when he went on a humanitarian aid flotilla trip to Cuba earlier this year and broadcasted wearing Carter designer sunglasses worth around $1,300. Piker praised the island and its leadership. The trip itself is said to be under federal scrutiny for potentially breaking U.S. embargo on the island. Doesn't mean U.S. embargo to the island. That doesn't mean you can't fucking travel. You can't fucking visit Cuba. You can totally visit and tour Cuba. An embargo is not limited to tourism, is it? Sources note that this is a huge blow to Piker, saying he is, quote, definitely the most worried about the legal trouble, unquote. Something he admitted to, saying the probe into him and 40 others from the trip was not great and that he is about to be seemingly made an example of. And that's definitely scary when you're a socialist going to a communist country and the fascist government is trying to, crack down on you because of your beliefs. That's definitely scary. In addition to being worried about criminal charges, Piker is obsessed with his public image and wants desperately to be seen as accepted as mainstream, but stuff like this makes it difficult for him, and he knows that. He's usually very careful and media trained, and this Cuba trip was a major Fox pass, he added. So this is like, I guess this is just the Ethan Klein hit piece. That has only been compounded by Piker's visa to speak to the UK being rescinded before he was due to travel this week, with the government's only saying it was on the grounds that his presence in the UK may not be conducive to the public good, which is fucked up because it's like you have a right of mobility or whatever, right to travel, and a right, like, he can't express his opinions in the UK because people are upset. Okay. On his stream Monday, Piker vented his frustrations with the organizers of the event he was due to speak at and compared himself to communist theorist Karl Marx. He said, "I'm doing this as a favor, and then it's crazy that once the UK Home Office intervened and revoked my visa, they just deleted my speaker page on their site. England has quite literally offered refuge to some of the most controversial thinkers like Karl Marx." That's true. And the thing is, that is true. He is true. I don't know if he's comparing himself to Karl Marx, but it's true that when Karl Marx was kicked out of Germany for his communist beliefs, that he was sent off to the UK, and the UK was like, sure, whatever. We have like free thought here or whatever. But not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore, the UK. No more. That was interesting.